What's
end
that
of the
like
year.
to have football?
Oh, yeah.
What's that like to have an
know.
opponent that can follow protocols?
Back-to-back games, you mean? What's it like to have back-to-back weeks of playing?
Yeah, right. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
Well, you bring that up, Jake, because Wisconsin, what was it initially? Their quarterback and their third-string quarterback and their coach, was it? Because the second-string quarterback is injured. And I thought it was the first and the third that had COVID. And so their whole quarterback's room was out.
This is why they can't field a team.
You know what they need?
I'm
They
just
need
saying
a Joel
this
Lanning.
is the chance.
They
This
need a
was the
Joel
one
Lanning.
chance Nebraska had to beat Wisconsin, and it was taken away from us.
You
Taken away.
You had
Beat
about
them anyway.
40, you had about 48 hours.
Did they have the water boy at quarterback?
Right, because Wisconsin they just huck it deep every time. Right, they're
Right,
just out
yeah.
here throwing 5 wide
Yeah,
all.
but
It'll run you over.
They don't even have their coach.
They don't even need a quarterback.
Don't talk trash to me.
I feel like Wisconsin-
Don't talk trash to me when you couldn't even beat Purdue. And yes, Nebraska got
Wow.
Nebraska got skull dragged against Ohio State. But did anybody expect any different? Because I didn't.
If there are 10 schools in America where you can say you don't have a quarterback, you have to. I'm going to take your
Nebraska lose to
quarterback's
Purdue
room
last
out
year?
of your team, and you have to win a game without anybody from your quarterback's room. Of 10 schools that I would have faith in, number one is Army. Okay, and then Wisconsin is very high on that list because I guarantee you could throw any of their 8 receivers in quarterback position, and within 2 days,
Somebody
knows,
on that team has played quarterback in their life.
is he handing off left or right? that's what he's doing.
Yeah, but
They'll
that's
just
not-
add an
but
extra
that's
offensive
not-
lineman
That's not what won them the game against Illinois. It was their passing attack.
because he only had to throw the ball on 5-yard play action passes to wide open guys in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I mean,
honestly
it's
telling me that Nebraska couldn't have beaten a 4th-string quarterback?
No.
Well, it's in Lincoln, you know.
100%,
It would
100%
have been it would have been a better game. It would have been a better game.
I don't think Nebraska
No, you
is
can't see it.
horrible.
Fire Kevin Warren.
Fire Kevin Warren too.
I don't think Nebraska is horrible, but no, they would not have beat Wisconsin. No matter who was playing for Wisconsin.
Look,
What if they'd let them use McCaffrey for the day?
They loan him.
Yeah, they
Well,
loan.
then Nebraska would have lost by even more. Because that's their better quarterback.
hey, we played. Nebraska played well for a quarter and a half, and that's a positive for me.
Quarter and a half.
Against one of the best teams in the country, arguably one of the best teams in the country, I will take a quarter and a half.
Well, let's talk about
If they had lost to Purdue without a quarterback, without their star player or their coach, I would be a little bit more angry. But they didn't, so we'll take it as it is. But honestly, I hate that they unanimously voted on the idea that it isn't a forfeit; it's a no contest.
hey, we're working as one conference here.
These are the rules.
It
Yeah.
should be a forfeit because they can't afford to lose these games. They can't
Nebraska-
afford
if it
not
was
to have
unanimous,
these
didn't
games.
Nebraska make the same decision?
No, and I disagree with
No,
it.
well, they don't have a choice, Jake, because they can't do anything towards rescheduling because they back themselves up against the wall
That's
so
my point.
hard.
Then that's my point. Then that should be a huge penalty for you because, hey, we can't
will
reschedule
be.
games, so you need to follow protocol.
It will be a penalty for the conference if they have a game of a possible contender that is then voided.
But here's my point why it should be a forfeit. Wisconsin didn't reach the red level thing that the Big Ten had set. They didn't have enough players that were tested positive for them to require them quitting or canceling the
So
game.
you're looking for a dub without a kickoff.
If they're going to forfeit a game with 6
a
cases,
technicality.
if they had more, they would have had to just not play the game. But they only had 6 cases, and they said we're not playing. That should be a forfeit because you are conceding the point. My point is we don't have time to waste.
I can agree with Jake actually. If what he's saying is true, I can agree with that. If they do have the 53 men that are required to play, and they choose not to play, I can agree. I can agree.
I was
I
told-
understand the argument.
Take that with a
but
grain of salt because I don't know if that's the actual thing.
You-
but if that is the case,
You lie in the bed you made, Big Ten. Here we are, and it's happening. And wow, it took you 2 weeks. The Big 12's doing just fine.
is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Is the Big 12 doing just fine
Compared to COVID-wise?
Look who just had a game for the first time in 21 days, Oklahoma State, and they beat Iowa State. So what does that say about preparation?
It says that they had a lot
You
of
want to
preparation
come at Nebraska? You know what? Glass houses. Both your teams look like trash on Saturday.
Did they play?
And so did mine. And mine lost to a much better caliber opponent than your teams
Wow.
played.
Iowa State lost to the number 6 team in the nation.
They're the number 6 team in the nation because they haven't played. It's easy to be number 6 when you don't play.
They've been playing all
they
until
only
this.
missed one game.
Yeah.
But that was the first game in 3 weeks, in 21 days.
But they only missed one
Listen
game.
to how upset he is to not watch Nebraska lose this weekend.
I would have loved. That's what my point. I would love to have had that opportunity to watch Nebraska lose, and I'm robbed by that because Paul Chris doesn't know how to run a team.
Okay.